dirty carpets don't keep a schedule. You do. That's why the Home Depot has the Hoover Power Scrub Elite Pet Plus Carpet Cleaner for just $148, over $40 off. Its quick clean mode with heat force helps cut drying time to less than 45 minutes. If you have a schedule to keep, you don't want to sit around waiting on a wet carpet. The Hoover Power Scrub Elite, just $148, only at the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. U.S. only while supplies last. See store for details. Valid through July 11th.
Blog Talk Radio.
Hello, hello, hello. It's another glorious day, my tea sippers, and you know what time it is. I hope you have all of your comfort together because it's time to dish the tea. And your dish darlings, with Big Meat. Can't wait. Time to dish tea with Big Meat. 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 Darling.
Here we go.
And hello out there in Blog Talk Radio land, here in the glorious United States and across the globe. Hello to all of my listeners over there in Germany and Italy and France, and baby, we got folks over there in Moscow right now, and in Beijing, China, and we just added another city. I just forgot what it was, just that quickly. But anyway, to all of you who are in the sound of my wonderful, gorgeous voice, it is another glorious Wednesday, my tea sippers. So I know you have all of your cups together because, darlings, it's time to dish tea. And you're dishing tea, darlings, with Big Meats. Yes, my darlings, I'm here. We are in week number 9. I know I'm going to school here at American Intercontinental University. I'm doing my show here live. So we are now, my class is over, so I'm taking over the little station here. And, yeah, my classes are doing well, although it's trying to kick me in the booty right about now with some of the shit we got to get done, honey. But guess what? Your mother is going to get it done. You understand? So thank you for all your well wishes and carrying on, but we're going to get this thing done right here today. It's another don't come out of a bag right now. So what this is, and you know the rules, honey, we're going to talk about any and everything that is on your mind right here and right now. So if you want to come in on the conversation, the number to call is 347-205-9183. That's 347-205-9183. Press the number 1. Just hit it one time. You will hear the cue say you are now in the host queue, and then I will bring you in at the appropriate time. Now, for those of you who may be new, you know the rules. Okay, the rules are we can talk about any and everything you want right here, right now. But if you decide to come out of a bag on me, God help you, I'm going to come out of a bigger bag on you. You understand? Yes, I am, honey. Yes, I am. Yes, I will. Okay. Now, we got a lot of stuff that's going on in the world today, okay? And there's a few things that's on my mind and carrying on, and I'm going to get to that in just a few moments. However, one of the things I want to say, honey, 2016 is coming to a close, but this bitch went up out of here. She ain't going out without prisoners. We just lost yet another singer and things that he was very big in the gay scene, honey, because he was a house vocalist. Colonel Abrams died this past Friday, I believe it was, Friday or Saturday. But for those of you who don't remember Colonel Abrams, honey, I know all of my house heads remember Colonel Abrams, honey. I'm not going to let. I'll play that song in a minute. And a couple of things. So we just lost him, and we just lost Fidel Castro as well, the ruler, the dictator over there in Cuba and things. So, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on. And I think I'm going to talk about that for half a second. I'm not as well versed in it, which is why I'm going to say half a second, because folks are pissing me off already. I was listening to The View the other day, and folks were upset because the president he wasn't as fierce or reprimanding about Castro as they felt he should have been, calling him all kinds of dictators and carrying on, and felt that his speech was a little too passive. The man is dead. Okay. And he just opened up the lines of communication to Cuba. Honey, here in Atlanta, we now have a flight that'll take you to Cuba now. They just opened it over the weekend. So the first flights and stuff have already started leaving Atlanta going to Cuba. Why would this man sit up here and then now start to dog their dictator and things, their commander in his passing when he just got the communication open, okay? Just a number. It's bullshit as far as I'm concerned. However, I didn't want to start off like that, but I just had to get it up off me right now. But what we are going to do, honey, again, I'm trying to get the tea room to open, but for whatever reason, this damn tea room does not want to open. It just flickers and flickers and flickers and don't do what it's supposed to do. So that's okay, too. But in any event,
If you want to come in, again, the number to call is 347-205-9183. That's 347-205-9183. Okay? Any special announcements going on? I don't have many special announcements. I will just say that over the weekend, my father just celebrated his 63rd birthday, so happy birthday, Daddy. And I'm hoping that everyone is coming off of their Thanksgiving holiday, you with stuff like the turkey and et cetera, honey. But one of the things I will say is that whatever spirit that you are in or are in for this holiday season, that we do not let this just die out because it's the holiday time. One of the things that has plagued me, or one of the things that I've just been hearing recently, the Bible teaches us that there's a time and a place for everything, and yet one of the things that I really think that does not apply to is love and in recognizing the needs of others, because need has no season, and that's the Salvation Army slogan. Need has no season. Okay, but we seem to want to be in the season of giving, honey, this holiday season. And I really have become very jaded to this time of the year because I call this the buying your way into heaven season. Everybody, honey, these same folks, a child, they're going to be hungry the day after Christmas. Honey, they was hungry the day after Thanksgiving. And even though they didn't get the turkey or whatever, you gave them a Thanksgiving plate and made sure they had all the fixings and this and the other. Honey, okay. But 5 hours later when that shit digested and they had to go do evacuations and eliminations naturally that the body processes, they got hungry again. You know what I'm saying? It's getting cold in a lot of states you're carrying on. For those of you who are in the Midwest and understand what winter time is, and even down here in Atlanta, our winter season is not as rough as others. However, when you're used to dealing with 80, 90, 100-degree weather, and then it gets down to 40 and 35, that's cold, And, we have a lot of the folks that's out there, and I don't know, when I was younger and we had the blanket giveaway and the blanket drive or whatever, I thought we were doing something because we were giving the folks blankets because, it was so many. But that's stupid. As I think about it now, that's dumb. Giving these folks a blanket because they're going to be outside in the cold. Why not open up some of these damn abandoned buildings? We sit up there paying the taxes on it anyway. Open up the building and let them folks come out the damn elements. Yeah, as you can see, I've been getting on the tangent real quickly. Again, 347-205-9183 is the number to call. I'm going to take a commercial break right here and right now. When we come back, we're going to get into it. I see 313-658, and I see 313-346 with your hands up. I'm coming to y'all in just a few moments. Let me let my sponsor say a few words, and then we're going to make this thing happen, okay?
Tea time?
How many lumps do you want in your tea?
Give me what you got!
It's dishing tea with Big Meat.
Big Meat.
D Created Boutique offers the most unique selection of high-quality handcrafted infant and children custom outfits, tutus, blankets, headbands, cough diapers, women's handbags, and much more. We're conveniently located at 19480 Livernois Avenue, Detroit, Michigan, on the famous Avenue of Fashion Shopping District. For more information, contact us at 313-744-9002. D Created Boutique, a one-stop destination for fashionable families. Choosing art and custom framing is a personal experience, and at Eric's I've Been Framed, our consultants work closely with you to bring your vision to life, leaving you with more than a picture. We create showpieces and heirlooms for your family to enjoy for generations. Come and experience our creativity for yourself. Eric's I've Been Framed is located at 16527 Livernois Avenue in Detroit, Michigan. For more information, call 313-861-9263. Double Exposure Media Relations is a full-service public relations, marketing, and artist development firm specializing in urban culture and lifestyle. Spearheaded by the Henry Hingers of hip-hop, Mr. Angelo Ellaby, Double Exposure serves to educate its clients about the dollars and cents of the music industry. For more information about Double Exposure Media Relations, call 201-224-6510. 201-224-6510. Double Exposure Media Relations.
Trigg Laboratories manufactures premium sexual wellness and consumer healthcare products and is the parent company of Wet International Incorporated, one of the world's best-selling lines of personal lubricants and intimacy products. We carry a large variety of personal and flavored lubricants, flavored heating massage lotions, and aromatherapy heating massage oils. Whether you need a little or a lot, Wet has you covered. Our line of high-quality, innovative, and unique products are formulated using only the finest ingredients at our FDA-approved facility, meeting the strictest manufacturing standards. Wet is available worldwide at specialty stores and online retailers and at pharmacies nationwide. For more information or to find a retailer near you, log on to www.stayswetlonger.com. Trigg Laboratories. We create fun, quality, trusted products to innovate your intimacy.
You get the best of me. All right. Hello. Once again, we are back. If you're just tuning in and want to come in on this conversation, please feel free to call in at 347-205-9183. That's 347-205-9183. Press the number one time, and let me know you got something to say, and I'll bring you in at the appropriate time. Now, darling, wait a minute. Now, I had stopped this thing, and it wanted to go to autoplay. Okay, no. Just like the last time, when I played the damn thing, I got a text saying, we got dead air shit. I was like, dead air? Well, honey, they done cut my microphone off, but I didn't realize it. So, yeah. But we're going to get into some real good stuff today, and this is how I know, because usually I end up having some kind of blip or whatever going on. However, it is a Don't Come Out of a Bag Wednesday where you are my co-host, so whatever it is you want to talk about, we're going to talk about it right here and right now, darlings. Just remember, honey, if you decide to come out of a bag on me, I'm going to come out of a bigger bag on you. Now, let me say this because I didn't say this earlier, that Dishing Tea with Big Meats is for mature audiences, and the language and or subject matters that you hear on this program are not intended for children or anyone who is not mature and or responsible enough to handle the situation and or subjects at hand. So your listening discretion is advised. Again, Dishing Tea with Big Meats is for mature audiences, and the language and or subject matters that you hear on this program are not intended for children or anyone who is not mature and or responsible enough to handle the situations or subject matters at hand. So your listening discretion is advised. My darlings, this is the time where the grown and sexy becomes the seasoned and the sophisticated.
honey, if you got children and things, or if you're at work, now is the time for you to turn your headphones on or turn your volume down to a respectful level. For the children, honey, put them in the other room with the other flat screen. And let them watch Dora or SpongeBob or Bert and Ernie or Big Bird and Snuffleupagus. Okay, Kate and Allie, Cagney and Lacey, Laverne and Shirley. Somebody. Okay, because now, we want to make sure that, like I said, the grown and sexy children become the seasoned and sophisticated. Okay? So having said all that, please know that I do have a potty mouth. I make no excuses for it. And at this particular stage of the game, I have earned the right to every 3, 4, 5, 10, 17, 27, 54, 192 letter and or syllable word that comes out of my mouth. So, darling, I don't know what bag I'm coming out of, but know that I'm coming out of one. Okay? Yes, I am. Okay? So now let's get into this because, like I said, there's so much going on in the world today. And, as I've been saying, since the election, child, we got another 4 years ahead of us that's going to be that way, okay? And it's very, very interesting to know that for at least the next 4 years, honey, that the country is going to act all crazy and carrying on because they're showing what they're going to do right now. And the thing that's tripping me out is they're showing themselves now, but I just got a real complete feeling that when the President-elect Trump does not cash in on these promises, that a lot of these white supremacists and racist folks, and, I'm going to say this out loud. I'm going to say this. I usually don't like using this particular term. However, until I find another one, I've just got to go with the public opinion. But I don't like calling folks Uncle Toms and things of that nature, but we have a lot of black folk or a lot of people of color who seem to be subscribing to a lot of these quote-unquote conservative ways. And a lot of these quote-unquote conservative ways, honey, are those things that kept us enslaved and imprisoned in our own minds for so many years. And we have a lot of people who have subscribed to that kind of thinking or have become bamboozled into thinking that the American dream, honey, is something to actually obtain when it is a dream itself. Okay. And I say that because one of the things that is on my mind, honey, and I just heard this today, just before I was putting the show together, and they are saying that Sheriff David Clarke is being considered to be the Secretary of Homeland Security. Yes. Now, for those of you who are unfamiliar with David Clarke, the sheriff, he's this child. I think he's from Minnesota, I believe it is. Or is it Wisconsin? One of the two. And, he's been the black sheriff that wears the cowboy hat that's been sitting up there. He's been claiming that there's no such thing as police brutality here in America. He denounces the Black Lives Matter movement. He called them Black Lives Matter. He believes that they are a terrorist group, a domestic terrorist group. He believes that since they've organized or whatever, that a lot of police officers have been getting hurt and killed because of their regime and their agenda and et cetera, et cetera. But this man here, he comes across as what, back in the day we used to call them Oreos. And I really don't like using these particular kinds of terms because it didn't make sense to me why folks, how did you act white or how did you act black? You know what I'm saying? When we say folks are doing all this. But what I will say is that his ideology and the things that he spouts and spew out of that thing he called his mouth end up becoming rhetoric that we have heard from those who are very suppressive people, and oppressive people. He spouts the same rhetoric which means he either subscribes to it or believes that he's not a part of the black culture or the I like to call ourselves Native Americans of African descent, okay, diaspora, somehow, I don't know how, but he comes across and appears that he has been exempt from all of those things because he's a police officer, and yet he's a sheriff, which means he's not only is a police officer, honey, but you work for the state. Okay, you are a state officer, so your jurisdiction goes across the entire state that he represents. And again, I believe it's Wisconsin. It's Wisconsin or Minnesota, one of the two. So he's being considered for Secretary of Homeland Security. And I really, 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 really believe that this is a bad move on all ends because of, I understand that, he believes in America and this, that, and other. A lot of his rhetoric says that. He's a staunch American, and things. And, he married up, because I believe he has a Caucasian wife and things, and he lives in the suburbs of his community and all of those kinds of things. And, he got all these different friends and, people in high places and all of that. He was invited to the Republican National Convention, and he gave one old rousing speech there. I believe he has some kind of military training or whatever because I see he's always giving a damn salute, the military salute when it comes to American this, that, and the other. However, because of his staunchness and because of his personal identity, not identity, but his personal attacks on the Black Lives Matter movement and carrying on, and some of his rhetoric of not wanting to protect those who support that particular movement or whatever, goes against the grain of who he said he is. You are a law enforcement officer. Your job is to protect and serve. So for you to come out of your mouth to say that you ought not to protect these people, then that means you have gone contrary to what you have pledged to be your duties and your job. So to make you, and this is on a state level, and you said that on a public platform, honey. So if you said that on a public platform, on television and carry it on, what in the hell makes you think that I should trust you to be the Secretary of Homeland Security? Because who's to say or what's to say that something gets up in your ass and you decide that, we ought not to protect these particular people or we ought not to protect those particular people because of your belief that they are whatever you have dreamed up in your head. Because, see, what that opens us up to is if you refuse to protect the people here who are American citizens, okay, if you refuse to protect them, then that means you open us up to all kinds of international and domestic threats to terrorists. So if you're not willing to do that on a local level, honey, you damn sure ain't ready to do that on a national. So I have a problem with that decision. What are your thoughts about that? 347-205-9183 is the number to call, okay? The other thing that's on my mind, honey, it came across my desk. Well, seems as though President-elect has devised, a little action plan that is supposed to be a plan to jumpstart and give a boost to Native Americans of African descent, okay? And I was like, really? But, honey, when I read this to you, I want y'all to tell me, does he really have a plan, or is he just all smoke and mirrors? Okay? Now, let me give you this, okay? Because, see, child, I said, okay, wow. And this here, I think this is coming from his website. Trump's New Deal, that's what he calls it, the New Deal for Black America with a plan for urban renewal. He says nobody needs to tell African Americans in this country that the old New Deal from the Democratic Party isn't working for them. In election after election, Democratic Party leaders take African American voters for granted, and year after year, the condition of Black America gets worse. The conditions in our inner cities today are unacceptable. Too many African Americans have been left behind. African Americans need a new deal from their next president. Donald Trump is proposing just that. The following 10 promises announced by Donald Trump on October 26, 2016 in Charlotte, North Carolina, that will define a new deal for Black America. How about that? Okay, they are as follows. Number one, great education through school choice. We will allow every disadvantaged child in America to attend the public, private, charter, magnet, religious, or home school of their choice. School choice is the great civil rights issue of our time, and Donald Trump will be the nation's biggest cheerleader for school choice in all 50 states. We will also ensure funding for historic Black colleges and universities, more affordable 2- and 4-year colleges, and support for trade and vocational education. Number two, safe communities. We will make our communities safe again. Every poor African-American child must be able to walk down the street in peace. Safety is a civil right. We will invest in training and funding both local and federal law enforcement officers to remove the gang members, drug dealers, and criminal cartels from our neighborhoods. The reduction of crime is not merely a goal, but a necessity. Number three, equal justice under the law. We will apply the law fairly, equally, and without prejudice. There will be only one set of rules, not a two-tiered system of justice. Equal justice means the same rules for Wall Street. Says the man who didn't pay taxes because he found a loophole. Number four, tax reforms to create jobs and lift up people and communities. We will lower the business tax from 35% to 15% and bring thousands of new companies to our shores. We will also have a massive middle-class tax cut, tax-free child care savings accounts, and child care tax deductions and credits. We will also have tax holidays for inner-city investment and new tax incentives to get foreign companies to relocate in blight American neighborhoods. We will empower cities and states to seek a federal disaster designation for blighted communities in order to initiate the rebuilding of vital infrastructure, the demolition of abandoned properties, and the increased presence of law enforcement. I want y'all to put a pin there because I'm going to come back to that in just a few moments. Number five, financial reforms to expand credit to support new job creation. We will have financial reforms to make it easier for young African Americans to get credit to pursue their dreams in business and create jobs in their communities. Dodd-Frank has been a disaster, making it harder for small businesses to get the credit they need. The policies of the Clintons brought us the financial recession through lifting Glass-Steagall, pushing subprime lending, and blocking reforms to Fannie and Freddie. Fannie Mae, y'all. It's time for a 21st century Glass-Steagall, and as part of that, a priority on helping African-American businesses get the credit they need. We will also encourage small business creation by allowing social welfare workers to convert poverty assistance into repayable but forgivable microloans. Oh, okay. Number six, trade that works for American workers. We will stop the massive chronic trade deficits that will have emptied out our jobs. We won't let our jobs be stolen from us anymore. We will stop the offshoring of companies to low-wage countries and raise wages at home, meaning rent and bills become instantly more affordable. We will tell executives that if they move their factories to Mexico or other countries, we will put a 35% tax on their product before they ship it back to the United States. Number seven, protection from illegal immigration. We will restore the civil rights of African Americans, Hispanic Americans, and all Americans by ending illegal immigration. No group has been more economically harmed by decades of illegal immigration than low-income African-American workers. Hillary's pledge to enact open borders, made in secret to a foreign bank, would destroy the African-American middle class. We would reform visa rules and give American workers preference for jobs, and we would suspend reckless refugee admissions from terror-prone regions that cost taxpayers hundreds of billions of dollars. We would use a portion of the money saved by enforcing our laws and suspending refugees to reinvest in our inner cities. Number 8, new infrastructure investment. We will leverage public and private partnerships and private investments through tax incentives to spur $1 trillion in infrastructure investment over 10 years, of which the inner cities will be a major beneficiary. We will cancel all wasteful climate change spending from Obama, including all global warming payments to the United Nations. This would save $100 billion over 8 years. We will use these to help rebuild the vital infrastructure, including water systems in America's inner cities. Number 9, protect the African American church. We will protect religious liberties, promote strong families, and support the African American church. I'm sorry. At number 10, American First Foreign Policy. We will stop trying to build democracies overseas, wasting trillions, but focus on defeating terrorists and putting America first. That there is his 10-point plan, okay, to restoring African American culture and the community. Okay? Like I said, does he really have a plan, or is this just smoke and mirrors, honey? Okay? 347-205-9183 is the number to call. Here's another thing. What are we really doing to prepare for the next 4 years? Now, I'm piggybacking off of a discussion, and I keep having this because, you know, it is one thing when I keep hearing about, you know, black folks who voted for Trump and this, that, and that. I hear black folks who say that we shouldn't have voted and all this, that, and that. I said this last week to you. But here's the thing, and I put myself under the bus for this, too, because I know I have a platform here, and we can get the discussion going, but when are we going to move out of the discussion realm and go into the production realm? Okay. From discussion to production, okay. One of the things is a lot of folks, you know, they want to get started with something. They want to make programs and build programs and this, that, and the other, and blah, blah, yakety. However, when are we going to do it? Okay, I don't know how many of you really understand this, but for those of you who claim you want to start a nonprofit organization, honey, that's still starting a business. You need a business plan because you got to go through building a plan of action. You got to get a budgeting together because eventually you're going to have to get it funded. So how many of us are really ready or have done the work to get, you know, to be prepared? Do you have your business plan? 'Cause I don't. I'm in the House of Divinity for many a years, but I have not did the business plan. Yes, I'm throwing myself up under the bus because I can talk about it because this is something that has been happening within the culture. We keep saying that we want this and we want that. Change got to happen, and it seems as though we are looking for somebody else to pick up the baton. And here's the thing, sugar. I want y'all to get this, and I want y'all to hear me. I want you to hear me very well. Because the days of having a Martin Luther King and the days of having Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson and Andrew Young and all of that running and being the face for us in the public eye and all of that, those days are over. Because as you see, everybody keeps trying to run to them now. Honey, Jesse old, Al old, Andrew old. Okay? They old. They done did theirs. And the tactics that they have now are not working in today's culture. Today's society has changed. Everybody, y'all still want to go back to the days of old and still want to grab a pole and have signs and go marching. And marching is cute. It will bring about attention, yes, but it does not solve anything. I tell you, my friend Hodges says this all the time. And ever since when he first said this to me, I holler and I cackle because it was something that I did not think about until he said it. And he said, every time we go for a fucking march, honey, we march and then we get a damn poet to come up and say poetry, and then we sing songs. Okay, now back in the day, it was what we had, and it got the ball rolling. Okay, but a lot of folks, and I'm gonna say this too, because a lot of that was under the direction of a black gay man, and I say that proudly, because Bayard Rustin was the architect of the whole civil rights movement and carrying on, and the whole nonviolent approach. Bayard Rustin introduced those concepts to Martin Luther King and designed what we now call the civil rights movement. A black gay man did that. So for those of you who still want to believe that, hey. Fire drill. Oh, it's a tornado. Oh, Lord. I'm going to have to cut it short, y'all. We got a tornado up in here, and it's coming, and I got to go. And they're telling us to take cover, so I'm going to have to cut this short. Lord, didn't I tell y'all every time I'm on the road with something we got to cut short? Damn. Oh, and it's black as hell. Okay, I got to go. Honey, we've been preempted. I got to come back. I'll talk to y'all another time. Oh, shit.
Health is like your playlist. You never know what's coming next, whether you need a checkup, wound medicine, or something more urgent. You need to know where to go. Enter Emory, with access to over 120 primary care locations and nearly 60-minute clinics and urgent care centers across the region, where you're in the hands of specially trained doctors and nurses, so you're covered no matter what. Click on this banner to find a location near you.
Hold everything for less. The Pack Store Save event is going on now at the Home Depot, and the shelves are full of smart storage solutions. Start with durable 27-gallon storage totes for just $9.48 each. They're made of heavy-duty resin to hold up to 400 pounds. At that price, you should get a few extra, just to hold the money you'll save. Come get organized at the Pack Store Save event going on now at the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. Valid through August 22nd, U.S. only.